And welcome to the latest episode of Mostly Satisfactory. In our last episode, I had goals, I had dreams, I had plans, and they all fell through because I apparently completed the ability to make vehicles. I made a tractor, and shiny new object took over my monkey brain. So the good news is that we did spend a lot of time, traveling to and investigating many of the nooks and crannies of this newbie biome area, which I hadn't done before. So that was good. We found some useful stuff, including a rock wall that is just begging to be blown up. And since the Fixmas event, I actually have some explosives, and I think the things I need to set them off. So that is in the cards, not for today though. For today, I want to kind of return to what I was going to do last time, which was, we need to truly catch up to where we were with the old base. We need to start assembling, right? Not constructing, which creates one output from one input, but assembling, which creates one output from two inputs. And at that point, we'll fully be caught up. But those suckers take a lot of power. And, I actually have quite a bit of capacity using the biomass burners. But I don't want to rely on biomass burners. I got a coal node, infinite coal, and I'm not using all of it. I don't think I'm even close to using all of it. So I think coal burners are the way to go. And so I want to set up another coal burner. And I think it should be pretty easy. Just, set this one up. They share the water pipeline. I reroute the conveyors to bring in the coal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then we work on the assemblers, which I also think should be pretty straightforward. With all the work we've been doing in the assembly zone, and leaving room for expansion, I think we should be good to go. So I'm hoping that I can get that stuff done fast enough that I can kind of resume where we left off, four-wheeling in the square tractor. So I was looking online. I guess people call those things sugar cubes. And since mine's painted white, I think that's particularly appropriate. I was just looking to see if those... We had a couple boneheads guarding the pass down there, but they seem to be gone. So I don't have to worry about falling off and getting beat up. But now that I'm looking at this, I have a problem in that the water feed is on the left side of the coal power plant, and the coal input's on the right, but my water source is also on the right. So I got to bring my water across my conveyor belt. And so I'm going to probably need to go around the back side of this thing. I was hoping to, share a connection, but maybe I think the way to go then is each one will have... they'll share a connection from behind the coal power plant, but each one will get its own connection from the front. But this is... so... As you may have seen in earlier episodes, I've discovered that conveyor belts can be kind of squirrely in setting up, and pipelines more so. So, and the pipelines are going to require copper sheeting, but guess what, folks? I got a bunch now. Look at all this. Need some concrete, and so it is kind of nice to just not have to stop production and steal resources from the machines that are working, but rather to have accumulated resources to just grab and use, and I don't even have to wait for more of them to be manufactured. This is, I can't pick up that stick. Okay, this is a very far cry from where we started, right? If you were around for those episodes, or if you weren't, you should go back and watch them. They were pretty rough, especially if you are familiar with Satisfactory. You know, you're an old expert, and I'm not, obviously. But I'm gonna need solid biofuel. Anyway, this is the whole point of the series was to document my experience learning and playing the game, and that includes the good, the bad, and the ugly. And believe me, the early game was pretty ugly. I could just imagine veterans who might be watching cringing in their chairs as I do everything the absolutely least effective or completely wrong way. I still do sometimes do things the wrong way. I'm sure of it. But as I mentioned before, I'm doing the best I can, and then when I figure out a better way of doing something, then that's the way I do it from then on, right? Do the best you can until you know better, then do better. That's a quote from Maya Angelou. Not necessarily somebody you quote frequently while playing computer games, but you take wisdom where you find it, and you apply it where you can. Okay, and of course, those early episodes, I didn't know about Zoop. Now, I'm a zooping madman. Most of the time. So, this should give me a better platform for running my water. At one point I suggested that Pipeline Junction. See, maybe I could run the water over the coal conveyor. So there you go. That implies that I can run a pipe up and over. Okay. So let's put this thing on. Okay. Here we go. And hold on. I can't put it on it's floating in space, and now when I rotate it, it's horizontal. It's not rotating in the vertical. It is lined up. I see it's lined up. But the rotation's wrong now. And I can't put the junction on the coal power plant. It's weird that it'll let me put this thing in mid-air. But it won't. If I can put it in mid-air, why can't I rotate it in the vertical? I see nudge, unlock hologram, build menu. There's nothing to change the axis of rotation. Okay, so it's there. And then I can connect a pipe to it, so nice and clean. Okay. And then pipe to this thing, nice and clean. Right? They don't have a straight mode for pipes, which they should have a straight mode for pipes. Okay. So now can I Build up and over. Whoa, this is... Well, I mean, that's nice and clean. Except it goes right across the input for the coal. And I can't put another junction on the junction. So it shows me I can do this vertical, but when I try to, you know, but when I take this thing apart and I try to put the piece on, it won't go vertical. So how am I going to run it over the conveyor? So I go back to the original plan. At least that looks cleaner than it did. I mean, gotta pull out some... Oh, it's bulging out. Well, shoot. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. Okay, let's try to force it to line up. So if you're a Satisfactory dev who is watching this for some obscure reason, for the love of God, could you just give me a straight mode like I have with conveyor, but for pipes? Okay, that's straight, straight-ish, straight enough. So maybe we'll just replicate what I just did on this side of the coal plant. It's kind of a little bit wasteful in space and material. Oh, I need to take it back just a little bit. Oi! Oi! There we go. And then this pipeline should connect here. Now we just line them up. Whoa. That is not what I had planned. That was not right. Whoopsie doopsie. Oh boy. Okay, that was what I had planned. You know, these pipeline supports, to me, they look like the old World War II, World War I spotlights, searchlights, right? That they would look for, like, enemy aircraft and stuff. Okay, we need to figure out this whole junction thing out here now. So kill this off. And put a junction. Still can't put a junction on this thing. I can put it on the floor. Doesn't do me much good. See where it lines up. Okay, that's lined up. Now, try to nudge this. No, I can't nudge it vertically. I can only nudge it horizontally. Oh. Try to put this back. I just... Invalid aim location. If you can't put... Oh, that's vertical. It's not what I need on a wall, though. I mean, if you can't put a pipe junction on the end of a pipe... So... I think I just answered my own question. It was there in front of me all along. So if we put a pipe here to here, and then put the pipeline, that's what this is showing me. It's basically showing me I don't put it on the end of a pipe, I put it in the middle of a pipe length. Well, that's not intuitive. I mean, it in hindsight, I guess that does make things easier once you get past the learning curve. Oh, look at this. It's like playing with someone's intestines. My goodness. Yeah. You know, it took a lot of guts to say that. Seriously. Okay. Focus. Now I gotta figure out this joker. I might just have to add foundations back here. I don't know if this is gonna line up. I don't even know if it's gonna tell me. Will I get a signal that it's lined up with the junction? Yes. Okay. And that's, well, not only is it too low, why is it tilted? Now it really does look like the spotlight from World War II. You know, look for enemy aircraft here. Can I go higher? I can go way higher with the conveyors. It also looks like a snare drum from a drummer's kit. If in doubt, foundation. Boy, am I in doubt. I still don't have these two jokers down here. You know, yeah, you don't have to run the foundations all the way through. But you know, for those guys who are like absolutely optimizing for efficiency, I doubt they watch more than 2 of my episodes because, you know, I'm all for efficiency, right? But first you got to build something before you optimize it. But then when I optimize, it's not pure optimization, but rather increased optimization, and it's got to look kind of good. And this is one of those cases, right? I could just wire this puppy and be done with it, but I'm trying to make it look good. And if that drives you nuts, well, here's a spoiler. This is the way I work, right? So that's not going to change. This is the way it is. You know, that's not quite straight because when I put the junction in, I didn't have the yeah, that's off too. I didn't have the foundation in place, so not this side, this side. I didn't have the foundation in place, so I didn't know where to line this puppy up. But it looks like this is where I need to line it up. Oh, and there we go. shows me where I'm lined up. Okay. So I'm 20 minutes into this video, and I'm about where I had expected to be after 5 minutes of this video, which, let's face it, that's pretty much how this whole series goes, right? When I think I understand something, it turns out to be much more painful than I thought. And, but that is the point of this episode, right? If you go onto YouTube and look up Satisfactory, there are plenty of videos from guys with multiple thousands of hours playing Satisfactory that will show you everything you need to know, everything you didn't know, everything you didn't know that you didn't know, and everything that you couldn't even imagined about Satisfactory. They'll show it to you, and how to do it, and how to do it in the most perfect way possible. If that's the type of video you expected to see here, boy, are you in the wrong place. But with that said, this is the home of Hard Knocks. This is the home of if it didn't happen on camera, it didn't happen. And personally, the reason I do these videos is the mantra behind my whole channel, in fact, is I make the type of videos I want to watch, right? So, you watch like a Minecraft video and the guy says, "Oh, look, I built this huge medieval city," and, the video's 10 minutes. It starts from here's the land, and then, a few montages and time lapses, and here it is, it's done. Okay. That's neat and all, but I mean, I can essentially get that by looking at pictures on the internet, right? What I want is to watch you step by step. What is... Oh, machine iron plates. Okay. I want to watch you step by step. I want to see the transformation, and not just the transformation. I don't want to just see you do the stuff. I want to know what's going on through your mind. I want to see the evolution of the concept from your mind to actual implementation. And you're going to face challenges along the way, right? You're going to, like I did here with the coal power plant, you're going to make assumptions that things will just work or work a certain way. And then, just like a real life project, the designers and the architects say, here you go, here, make it happen. And then the guys on the ground, some poor sap with the bulldozer and the shovels, finds out that, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. And somebody's got to work through that. Make it, figure out how to modify the plan so that it works as good as we can get it. And, okay. Oh, it's already on. It's just not connected. Hence, the note there. It says no connection. Yes. Yes. Thank you for that newsflash. I think I don't want to connect from the back out there. It's kind of messy. I think these wires are all pretty much spoken for, though. I'm gonna need to pull. I need to pull a line out from that mess, and I don't want to put it in the middle of my road, especially now that I'm driving on it. So where... You know what the problem is? I need wire. I've been working so hard at getting weird stuff out of my inventory that when I need the weird stuff, I'm missing it. I need to turn that light off. I don't think it uses batteries, but, better safe than sorry. Okay. Now this is gonna soak up a bunch of coal into this storage container, so it'll be a while before I can accurately assess how much coal we're using. And this, and then I need one over here. Okay. Oh, that one's full. put one here then. And that one has a spot open. And... huh. I don't need this one then. And then I can run one from here to here. And from here to here. And then from the last pole to the new power plant. Okay, so now everything should be hooked up. Yes, so... well, I see the jump, but I'm not seeing the change in numbers. I thought... so it wasn't 355 what my capacity was before? There we go. My capacity is 430 now. So, and we're producing 100. Okay, so there we go. Everything's working like it's supposed to. Or as I intended. Okay, so now we are officially almost halfway through this thing. And I got done the piece that I meant to do in 5 minutes. I do find it interesting that I was kind of worried that we'd be blowing through this biomass, but I still have leaves, and it goes through that pretty fast, which tells me we're right now we're only using the capacity of the coal power plants. We're not even needing to turn on the biomass burners. So the next step here is this is our production floor at the moment, and we need to basically add the ability to make reinforced plates and rotors. And we have the foundational pieces, right? We've got we have plates and screws and rods. Oh my. But you know, and again, it's not about just making something that works, right? Down and dirty, but rather try to make this look like something, look good. And what I have is I built, you know, for the storage containers, I built a structure like this that extends across the whole floor, and it looks like a building. Well, when I set up the product, this is not right. Oh, I thought I fell through the landscaping. Okay, when I had set up the screw production back there, you can see I created an upper story like I did with the storage containers, but I didn't extend it all the way across. And two things. One, it looks kind of goofy. And two, I'm going to need to actually build more stuff up high like this. So I need a second story and, you know, make it look good. Like Vidal Sassoon used to say in the 80s, if you don't look good, we don't look good. Well, actually, I don't know how that would apply in Satisfactory. If it don't look good, I don't look good. So, well, that's how it applies. There you go. It's a paraphrase. Yeah, it's a reach. I get it. Look, if you've been up as late as I have, I actually had to wake up a couple hours early this morning. So I had a 5 a.m. meeting, and so I'm even more sleep deprived than I normally am. And that's a statement. Okay. So now it looks like a building. It looks like a structure. The problem is I need to get up there. This looks like it would be a good spot to climb up. So, handy dandy ladder. Oh, excellent. Raise it up. That looks like it's good. No, maybe a little higher. Okay, and we climb up the ladder, and that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Ladder's not high enough? Wait, wouldn't I just get stuck? Oh, well, that's clearly a violation of OSHA guidelines. Okay. So, can I... No, I can't. I can't because the constructor's in the way. That is... That's good. That's constructive feedback. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, if I can't get close to the constructor there, maybe I... Well, whoa, that's not going to work. Because, look, does the wall stick out that much? Yep. Yep. Yeah, we already learned that when you do clipping like that, it essentially blocks access to the ladder. I learned that on the field trip last episode. Okay. So if that doesn't work, that doesn't work. I hate these things because climbing over... Oh. I have a tendency to jump over the conveyor belt. Don't know my own strength. Okay. Huh. You know, now that I'm up here, I really don't know what I had in mind because here's the problem, right? I'm looking down at the production. I'm looking at, there's the stuff I need. It's going down. But where the problem is, I would then need, I mean, it's basic logic. You've probably already saw it an episode or two ago, and you've been wondering how I'm going to solve this. But now I see it. The problem is this. There's the stuff I need. It's going down the line. If I'm going to use that stuff, it's got to be further down the line than the stuff that makes that stuff, right? Like this. But, as you can see, even though I gave myself a bit of space for expansion and pulling stuff out, that was actually meant for rerouting materials, not for production devices. And what's more, as if we already know that I'm still at the very basic beginning of this huge production chain. I mean, I don't even know half this. I haven't even seen half the stuff you can create in this game. So I can't keep adding moving forward. I've got to build back here and pull items divert them out of those conveyors to storage, and then bring them back here to be assembled. And in the case of reinforced plates, I need the plates and the screws, and therefore for the rotors, I'm going to need rods and screws. I remember I needed screws for both. I guess if I think about it, the reinforced plates definitely need plates. So therefore the rotors must need rods. Well, shoot. So, oh, that's good. It didn't disrupt that. So maybe I can add a little space to the front here to make it a little easier. Oh, missing materials. Guess what? There's oodles right here. Okay, that part of the plan, awesome. That part of the plan works like a charm. Okay, here we go. Try not to go over, and I went over. And oh my gosh. I'm getting my steps in today, that's for sure. Okay, go. No, no, no! At least I stayed on the foundation. A minute ago, I just did it easy as peasy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. That, ugh. Okay. Okay. I can get up this thing. And I can't jump there. I can't jump from there. But I can climb this. And now I'm lined up. And now I'm running down the wrong way. Moving belt slows me down. Okay. You know, everything about this episode is taking longer than I expected it to. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes me twice as long just to edit it. Just, you know, keep the trend moving. Okay, so now I have tons of space up here. And just let me keep it clean, because my OCD is screaming at me at the moment. Sure is dark in here. Yeah, that's what happens when you block out the sun. Or suns. I didn't pay attention. Is there multiple suns in this game? Well, there's just one. Me. No daughters. Yeah, I'll be here all week. Tip your waitress. So we learned how to use these last time. Or was it the time before? So I'm pretty proud of that. I mean, you don't need to be proud. It's pretty simple. So I should just no longer be embarrassed by that. How about that? But still trying to figure out. Here's the thing. So as we saw, I'm making plates and rotors, reinforced plates and rotors, and they both use screws. So I think the place to start would be screws, right? I'm going to need to siphon off screws production and set it up in a way so that I can take the bit that I siphon off and reroute it to the new assemblers I'm going to build. Which is what we did at the old base. I mean, that part's not new. It's just that how I've configured this base, that's where it gets complex. I was dealing with 2 dimensions before. Now I am dealing with 3. So then I figure one of these will be for the screws, and then the other 2 will be for the plates and the rods that I bring up, right? Look at that. It's straight, nice right angle, clean. I mean, it's only taken me, what, 15 episodes, 16 episodes to get good at conveyors? Well, to get proficient with conveyors. I wouldn't say I'm good yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of you didn't say that either, but yeah, I get it. I'm cool. Good with it. When you're young, you don't like to be told that you're doing something wrong, or you need to do it differently, or you're not good at something. Right? Because you're out to prove yourself. And any type of negative feedback is A, you take it personally, and B, it's, it usually flies in the face of what you think you're doing. After you've been around the planet a few times, or around the sun a few times, like negative feedback, unless they just call me an outright bonehead, it's like negative feedback, could very well be some value and validity to it. And it's a learning opportunity. Maybe. Okay, so let's see how this thing works. It's got the 2 inputs, it's got the 1 output. Ooh. But if I'm going to line it up, I can't have this stuff in the way, right? Because, I've set this up so that I have all the storage available straight there, right? Right over there. And it's all lined up. So I need this space for the assembler. Not a bunch of conveyors, which... Oh. New challenge. And perhaps it's logical and understandable, but conveyors are fat. They're so a constructor seems to fit on a single foundation piece, except it's ever so slightly wider, and a assembler is ever so slightly wider than that. So I can't get this thing to line up directly with the storage container while it's sitting directly next to the constructor. Because if I move it over, now it overlaps. And of course we're using foundation, so everything kind of snaps as best as it can, which right now doesn't seem to be all that great. So gotta move it back here. Oh, you can't just nudge forever, huh? Okay. So if I build it further back, then I can do the adjustments from there. So I gotta get it further back so that it doesn't interfere with the constructor, or depending how you look at it, the constructor doesn't interfere with this. But then that also means that my other assembler, I have to do the same thing, so it's got to be also at a weird placement, like placed further up. So what was easy and straightforward in my mind has rapidly become complex, messy, and a bit of a pain in the butt. Okay. And it's a little aggravating because I play games to relax. What's going on here is the same type of thing that happens at work. And I'm trying to get away from that, right? So, but okay. We'll soldier on through this, I guess. Okay, so I have two assemblers. They're set up. They're lined up with the storage at the other end. And, you know, maybe this isn't so bad because I now have this kind of weird staggered spacing. Actually gives me perhaps more room to maneuver in terms of routing materials. Right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it because you know that I'm gonna cling to that silver lining to my workaround. Okay, I'm 40 minutes into this, and I think I'll be lucky to get this to work. I don't know about lucky. I think we're almost there. Okay, I think this. I don't know how much time we'll get in the tractor, but we're almost there. Except for the fact that it's incredibly dangerous. You know, these types of vertical industrial setups would make fantastic paintball courses, right? I mean, it's one of those things where if you played if you played MMORPGs, sorry. Especially if you've been playing for a long time, right? You may have noticed like a progression in level design. Oh, look! I didn't know you could do that. I mean, I don't want to do that, but that is kind of cool. Anyway, the progression in level design has been very interesting. Like in the old games, like say Ultima Online and Asheron's Call, those levels were pretty much flat, right? So I mean, there was hills and stuff, but the terrain, the levels themselves, there wasn't a lot of verticality, and there wasn't, you know, and for the most part, the things that were in the environment were just either buildings or flat items you could run through or, you know, usually safely ignore. So there wasn't a lot of strategy behind that. But then, like with Dark Age of Camelot, especially like with the idea of the castles and sieges, you know, there was an introduction of the verticality, and that gave you a new sense, a new layer of strategy that was really interesting. And then with starting like with the newbie area of World of Warcraft, the allied newbie area, I was blown away because now it really felt like this, you know, like an obstacle course type of deal, right? Where you were able to have stuff that was vertical and horizontal and overpasses. And, you know, that's the type of stuff we would have killed for back when I was younger and playing paintball, right? That was just awesome. I mean, even in the old first-person shooters, they were generally all horizontal, right? And then I think it was Quake, where especially they had with Quake, there was like a harpoon and chain type of thing, so you could use that to like hook into the roof, and then you could use that to pull you up into places you wouldn't normally be able to run or jump. And a friend of mine, Will, he was very good at being where you didn't expect him with that stupid thing. But you know, that added a whole new flavor that was a lot of fun, right? A whole new aspect. Duke Nukem was another one, right? They especially when people, you know, that one they had a level editor and people were making their own levels. And oh gosh, I'll talk about it sometime, but it's hard to think about two complex things at the same time. Duke Nukem, the Shrink Ray, a lot of fun. Freeze Ray was pretty fun too. So the problem is I got the screws. I've got the screws coming out of the splitter. Okay, so that's my diverted input. Now what I'm trying to do is figure out a way that I could split them again, but do so in a way that I can lift them up and over stuff. So that's why I created, well, that doesn't make any sense. Man, it's like trying to push a rope. I mean, it is exactly like trying to push a rope. What? You got way more space and you're going to do it that way? Seriously. Okay, now I think you're just trolling me. I think you're, you know, there's probably a dev someplace who's like watching my screen even as I do this, and he's got like this button his hand's hovering over where he just, with the obnoxious button. He's giggling his butt off every time I try to play something. Okay. I will play your game. Literally. This is your... They made the game. I'm playing it. But I also mean this in a metaphorical sense. This is giving me a headache. No, I don't think it's because of the game. I think it's just because I'm, I don't know, 20 hours awake now. Huh. I'm really kind of at a loss what to do. I think So maybe I need to come out of this side and just work my way around. Let's try that maybe. Can I? It's like a periscope. I can do. There we go. Do it this way. Okay. Jump over this. So now that I've got the periscope conveyor, periscoping, maybe I can connect it to a regular conveyor. That's lined up, but it's, I can't see. It's this is oh, a ladder nowhere. Okay, so if I run that to here, but is that straight? No, I think it's going down a bit. At this point, I might accept that just to get out of this state. I'm looking for something I could put a splitter on. But that was unfortunate. Oh. Oh boy, oh boy. That looks like it's closer. Is that closer? Can I? Yes, it's on the. I can use this. Oh, okay. That that was the high point of this episode. I could put a ladder where I want it and go up the ladder. I don't have really fancy goals today. That looks like it might be high enough. So if we do this to this, that's a nice right angle. Yeah, it definitely came down. And then if I come where? Oh. So how am I going to get it in there? Well, I also have to have a splitter before I get it in there. So maybe I do that and reroute it that way. Okay. But it's too high? So just got up there. Now I gotta come down here. Get some more rods. Yeah, I'm not gonna go up those ladders. Can I get through here? And the answer would be no. So now I need to put a ladder on this side. And this, friends, neighbors, is how factories wind up looking like like they were planned by an evil parkour planner. Random ladders and stuff everywhere. Oh, so this is about eye level, and this is over eye level. So this is higher than it needs to be. And that's where logistics. So that's about eye level. That's eye level. Yep. I think it is. Yep. That's okay. Let's take this and that. And if I run sorry, I'm running out of RAM. The system's fine. Just this poor old brain of mine is trying to get all these thoughts to fit. Okay, let's try this. That's not going to work either. I need it to line up with this thing. Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, no, that's too high. So the previous step was too low, and this one's too high. I want the Goldilocks zone. I want it just right. It says it's lined up, but it's just a little too low, and that's just a little too high. Sample building, quick switch, build, hide HUD, snap mode. This is maddening. This is maddening. I mean, as goofy as building in Minecraft can be sometimes, I do appreciate the fact that since it's based on, block voxels, it's easy to line things up most of the time. Okay, so then it will just deal with the height difference. Oh, look, see now, it's just a little dip. Okay, so I'm pretty much at time, and I finally got screws to one of my assemblers. Oh, boy. Now, how do I get screws to my second assembler? Oh, man. So, oh, man. How am I going to do that? I need to put another splitter in here somewhere. Can I put a splitter on a conveyor pole? So I mean, it's going to be too low, but can I put a splitter on that? So the splitter completely ignores the conveyor stand. But if I build these on top of each other and then delete them, it looks like it's being held by the conveyor stand. It looks like it should work. Wow, it's even lower than the conveyor was. I mean, oh man. Oh, I mean, I have a splitter now. This should work. It doesn't look as good as I would have hoped. Now I got to bring those bits over here. Did that line up? I don't know if this is going to clear. No, I don't think that's going to clear. I mean, the game might let me do it, but, you know, I'm trying to avoid the whole passing bits through other bits, you know, because physics, real life physics kind of frowns on that a bit. Make it as high as I can go. Make this one as high as I can go. And then, yep. And then we can just kind of go over the assembler. Oh, you've got to be kidding. You're killing me here. You were killing me here. Okay. There's a scene from A Fish Called Wanda where Otto and Wanda go in to steal the jewels out of the safe after the other guys in the gang left. Right there, it's a double cross, and of course, the head guy kind of figured they might do that, so he'd already moved the jewels. So they open the safe, and there's nothing in there. And Otto's character, played by Kevin Kline's like, I'm feeling a little disappointed. Well, that's me. That's where I'm at. So, I'm going to sleep on it. I really need to sleep on it. This is, the last episode, I didn't get done the stuff I wanted to get done, but that's okay because I was distracted by something that was cool, fun, and useful. Here, I didn't get stuff done that I wanted to get done, and there wasn't any distraction. It was just things turned out to be harder than I thought they would be. So, not my finest moment, but it was still useful. I mean, we got the coal power plant going and things are running, and I'm 3/4 of the way where I need to be with this mess over here. So it's doable. It's doable. So, but I want to thank you for joining me today on this particularly ugly episode of Mostly Satisfactory, because it, for me, wasn't mostly satisfactory, but it was certainly a learning experience. And despite the fact that I wasn't quite as accomplished as I wanted to be, it certainly did get a lot of stuff, quote unquote, done. So thank you. Thank you for being here for this. Hopefully this hasn't chased you away from any future episodes. Hopefully you tune in. And I am going to get this sorted out, and hopefully I can do it earlier rather than later and then go four-wheeling, explore the rest of the newbie zone. Because, you know, I think we just kind of scratched the surface there. So, in the meanwhile, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch of good fortune. Cheers.